So, if you're watching this, then you may want to run NAG, or as we call it, neutral, glitchless, no aborted Geno. So, what you do in this speedrun is you essentially just beat the game as you would without a punch card, and I think that's the best way to describe it. So, we start the speedrun like that, and the splits are only really there for layout reasons. So if you're unsure to how to have your splits, then it's just easy. And I didn't actually mean to start my timer anyway, so. And so what we do at the start, we run into Chloe's bullets, and I hope this is showing my inputs. Then you hold down and left like this, and it just optimizes the speedrun a bit more. So we mash through tutorials text, and we usually enter this first door at around 50 seconds. If you're a new runner, it may take longer. So we just go through the ruins, mashing away the text. Now here, you want to wall hump like this, press the switch. And that's it. Then you want to be really far up to the top when you talk to my dummy. So you talk to it. And then we go through this room. And what we're going to do is we're going to press kill. And we kill the frigate. And then we talk tutorial. She holds her hand. And you usually do it at around 134. If you're a new runner, probably around 136. Don't worry too much about this if it's going to be your first run. It's just, there's a lot of things that can go wrong on your first run. For example, my first run that I ever did, that no one's ever seen, I died on Asgore, like, for a full hour, so don't worry too much about tiny optimizations when you're first starting out. If you want to go all in, just make sure that your ruins is consistent. And if you really want, you can try to get on the right pixel for this. And I'm just off it. And you'll notice that I'm holding right as I talk tutorials, because it's just faster, because then I'm not, like, taking my finger off and then having to walk, because it wastes frames. So this room, we want to walk as close to this wall as possible. We hold up and right, and then we go like that, holding down and right as we drag the rock, and then we let go of the down key when it's slid into place. In this room, you want to take the shortest path possible without falling down. I take quite a long path, so it might take some trial and error to find the right path for you. We're talking to the rock, so it pushes us. And then we talk to Naps the Bloke. And you want to cheer. And you do this 4 times. But if you really want on the last turn, so the 4th time, you can just flirt. So you don't have to input again. And what we do is we grab the spider donut. The reason why we killed that first frigate is so that we get money for the donut. And then what we do is we get the ribbon. And then we flip this switch. And now we continue the ruins as you normally would. So we talk to these switches, hoping that we don't get bad RNG. That was unfortunate. And I think the best time I've got coming out of that room is probably a 5x. But like I say, don't worry about it too much if you accidentally spare your encounters there, because it will all come naturally as you run the game more. So mash through this text. We don't pick up the pie in this run because we don't need it. Then we talk tutorial. And then we say how to exit the ruins. And we get out of there. And then this is where we enter the tutorial fight. So the reason why I'm saying that it doesn't really matter if you accidentally spare a Vegetoid or a Loops or something. It's because this fight mainly determines if you get a good ruins time or not. Because even if you accidentally spare something and then you get like 7 hands, then you don't really have a time loss, if that makes sense. But if you get 0 extra encounters and you make no mistakes and then you get like 1 hand, then you're like really far behind, so don't worry about it too much. And then I'm going to take damage here because I'm not getting very good at RNG. And that was a 5 cancel. But you will eventually learn when to take damage and when to not take damage. Because you can usually tell by what tutorial says. And yeah, it's just up to you. You have to be as close to 3 HP by the time she says ... because then you can just skip that entire attack like it was a hand anyway. So we usually exit the ruins around the 750 mark, but don't worry if your first run, if you're in the 8 minutes, because it's your first run. Like, it will get better. I think my very first run I got a 830 ruins, and my gold is a 728 or something, so don't worry too much about it. And then we have a little break. So in Snowdin, it's all about mashing and menuing. So if you're not getting very good mashing, then you will improve. So I'm just gonna get up my mashing so you can see how many text boxes per second. So yeah, you should be able to see it now, and it's really useful for when you want to know whether you're losing time or gaining time. So Snowdin's a very text mashing dependent part of the game, so if you have bad mashing, then you're probably going to lose time, unfortunately. So just figure out what's best for you, whether you're good at piano mashing or if you just random mash like I do. Just whatever makes you more comfortable. And it's important on this bridge bit that you're more up it than down it, if that makes sense. Because otherwise you lose frames when you are like scripted to walk up to the lamp and stuff. So we just mashed through this bit. And I haven't really warmed up today, so mine's probably not very good. So we just mash through this. And it will feel like your hands are falling off, essentially. That's normal. But that's over. You talk to the save point. You don't have to save. And then you talk to this box. And you use the tough glove. So then you have the stick. And when you run this game for a bit, you get really fast at menuing that section. And obviously it's up to you whether you feel more comfortable using C or control. I personally use C. And then this part we just walk through. And you flee from the snowdrop. And then it's Dodo. You probably won't get a sub 10 Dodo in this category, but you can get a sub 1030 if you play really good in Ruins. I say it just depends on your RNG. I usually get between 1040s and 1050s, but I have had a lot of 11-minute Dodos before, so now we're just gonna walk through this puzzle. Without walking into the wall. This bridge is a bit annoying sometimes, so I recommend sticking to the bottom of that bridge, otherwise you'll get stuck at the top. And again, I'm holding down my right arrow, just because it's more convenient, I guess. You will get used to having one finger on your right arrow key, and then having your other four fingers on the other four keys, so. We flee from every enemy in Snowdin, so apart from these scripted encounters because you're forced to spare them. And we throw the stick. And we got the slow attack, but that's okay. And then we do these switches. And we want to trigger Papyrus's dialogue as we're walking, right? Just because if you trigger it earlier, it can like really throw you off, I guess. With this, we just walk right. And then this is the puzzle, and basically you want to mash as fast as you can, and you want to say no to Papyrus. And it is kind of difficult when you first run this category that you know where the visual cues are to press no, but it gets easier. And coming up is Ice Puzzle Skip. and you can do this whatever way you want. Personally, I just do it the intended way because I don't think it matters as much. Some people do it so you set up to do ice puzzle skip, but you don't actually do the glitch. But I think that is sometimes slower. So yeah. If you find a way yourself how to do it, that's fine, but I just do it that way because you're less likely to fall off, essentially. And we threw the stick, and we didn't get the fast attack. But unlike Doggo, you can get hit there. And if you do it on Doggo, then often you have to do another turn to throw the stick. It's just how the boss works. But with that one, you can get hit and still spare. And now this bit, we just smash. And usually I enter Snowdin at sub 15 minutes, but I said don't be worrying too much about it. Now this is important, so you want to buy the bandana, and if you want to do kindergarten strats, then you can either buy the bicycle or the cinnamon bun. I think bicycle's better because you can eat it twice, and then later on you can like also get the astronaut food for free just before Mad Dummy. But yeah, it is really important, but you have to be careful with kindergarten undying. So I'll be showing you both ways anyway. If you don't want to do them strats, because I completely understand, I do not go for them either. Non-Papyrus, you can either check him or you can throw the stick. And it's faster to do it like this, because if you just spare him, then he does his blue attack. And his blue attack is very long, and it just wastes time, and you just want to end the fight as quickly as possible. And that's one of the downsides of killing the frigate at the start, because when you kill the frigate at the start, you get 24 health, so you do an extra turn on Papyrus. So it's like, whatever. So if you don't want to do that extra turn on Papyrus, you could grind for Whimsons in Ruins, I guess. But you'll need 4 of them, and I just think it wouldn't be worth trying to grind that way. And then the second time we can just spare, because it just goes straight into it. And yeah, don't worry about those pillars, you can just walk straight through them, because Papyrus is such a great craftsman that he didn't add television to them, so don't worry about those. You do have to watch out for the bone, I think it is, at the bottom, because you can walk into that and then lose like 2 seconds. So I just walk straight to the left and then straight down. And then this is the last time we fight Papyrus. So next time we're going to take it really slow and do what I call baby mashing. And you'll see exactly what I mean by baby mashing. Because I'd rather lose a few seconds to mashing than like having to lose like a full minute because we accidentally fought Papyrus. So I just take this really slow. What I do is I press Shift and Z. So we don't accidentally fight him, and we tell him no. And that's it. That's Snowden. And I split like here. Just to give you an idea of where I split. You can also split in other places if you so wish. I just think room transitions are much more consistent. And what we're going to do here is we're going to pick up the tutu. So, yeah. And then we mash through this text. And if you're really new to this category, and you don't understand why I'm picking up these items, then you'll see later on when we fight Metaton exactly why we pick up all these items. And then we mash this. And then we do these flowers. And then the goal is to generally just not bump into the walls or misplace them. And here we'll meet Aaron, who we are going to flee from. We flee from all enemies in Waterfall because none of them are spareable except for Mold Small. Excuse me. So these ones, I do like that. I think that's the most consistent setup for me. And we just tell Papyrus yes, because if you tell him no, then he rings you one extra time, I believe. Flee from Old Washua. And then we do Spears 1. I generally cling to the bottom part, but I think you may be more consistent if you stay in the middle. I'm not really sure. I'm just used to staying there and hoping that none of them hit me, and they hit me anyway, so that's fine. If you're really good at movement, then you probably won't even need to heal once in Waterfall. But I heal just before my dummy, so it doesn't really matter how many times I get hit, just because I don't mind. I don't mind healing there. If you want to save the couple of seconds, then just make sure you optimize your movement of Spears 1 and Spears 2, and then you won't have to heal before my dummy. So we just walked through. Just a reminder, we don't need to buy Nice Scream or get the punch cards because in this category we don't need those, so we just walk on through. We don't need the ballet shoes, so we're just gonna walk this way, mash through there. You'll get Mold Small there, and you just spare. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I say hi to Onion Sands. I hold right throughout this entire thing, by the way, just because he speaks to us in weird positions, and it's just easier to just walk and mash at the same time. And then we encounter Shiren, who we flee from. And then this part, we're just basically walking and mashing until we get to Mad Dummy. Although there is something important about the 2D room that needs to be addressed, because there's a little known, well, it's a very well known glitch, but if you're new to Undertale, then it will save your life, literally. So, we're coming up to the room, and what we can do is, we can hold up, down, and right all at the same time, and we walk at double speed, essentially. It's one of the few places in the game where wall humping works, so. And then we just chill here, mash. And then, yeah. We get to Spears 2. And essentially we just want to walk in a certain way that the Spears won't want to be in our path. So, just walk through here. That was my fault. But you do have to be really careful with these spears because their hitbox is not good. So you can see I'm sort of walking so that the spears get put out of my way. And then we walk back. And then we see Undyne. And then we fall. So this is why we just name ourselves a one-letter name, because this is an auto-typed thing and it just saves a few frames. And here we just walk them through. And yeah, I just save here. So if you picked up two bicycles before, then you won't have enough room to pick up 2 astronaut food, because as you can see, we need to buy the cloudy glasses next. So yeah, so either buy the bicycles, or you could actually drop this stick if you really wanted to, and make room for an astronaut food. It really doesn't matter. If you don't want to waste your money, then you can just, use the astronaut food, because you do need enough money for cloudy glasses. And hopefully, I'll show you how to 6-cycle. You can 5-cycle this fight, and 5 cycles probably dead already. So if you're looking for a good tutorial, because I'm I'm not the best at it. TGH did a tutorial of it a few years ago. And yeah, it should be easy to learn, but I'm just bad at the game, so I don't do it. Of course, it'd be really funny if I just got it now, but I probably won't. Yeah. This is probably a sit cycle. No, not even a sit cycle. Oh, God. I'm so bad at this game. I was like one off a sit cycle, that's disappointing. But my main worry in this fight is that I will die. And I definitely do not want that to happen. So we just dodge these. And then the fight's over. So we just smash this, which is fine. And what I do, because I'm a scared baby, I heal here. Just because I think it's a faster healing point than Undyne's save point. Because with Undyne's save point, you have to wait for her to like attack you, and then you have to get back on yourself. So here we just buy the cloudy glasses. But in this guide thing, I will be saving at Undyne anyway, because I want to demonstrate the difference between Kindergarten Undyne and Ordinary Undyne. And it's entirely up to you which one you use, because I think Kindergarten Undyne saves 8 seconds but is a lot harder to do. And yeah. And these rooms, I like learned from just watching people speedrun Undertale. So it's not hard at all to remember the layout. But I still prefer the lights on in this room, because I get lost sometimes. And here we just talk to the flower. And so we go up to the bridge. Make sure you don't get stuck on these flowers, because it's very easy to. And then Monster Kid talks to us. And we just run away, because anything else just wastes time. And then this is where Undyne shows up. And we just bash through her cutscene. So I'm just gonna save here so I can demonstrate the two different things. And what you do is you challenge her, so it makes the spears come faster. And I think you challenge 4 times for it to be a max challenge. So you just go to the right like this. And then after this one, you want to heal. So you get whatever healing item you picked up. You just heal yourself. And then we just dodge her attacks. And then it just skips right over to the 3rd phase without the 2nd phase. So that's why Kindergarten Undyne is kind of fast. And you want to get hit by a spear, and then you flee. So make sure that when you do this, maybe you get hit an extra time by one of her ordinary spears. Just so you're on 3 health or less, because otherwise it's not good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go back to my old save point, because I want to show off the main strat that I use in runs. So for this, I'm gonna have to drop the items. Sorry, I'm just like dying. And this is gonna be the regular free cycle Undyne. And what you do is you challenge her 3 times. And you actually get, well, you actually block the spears this time. And then you spare. I usually tell how many times I've challenged by looking at what Undyne says. And that's the first cycle. You flee. And then you basically do the same thing. You challenge her. And yeah. you eventually learn the attacks that she does. The more you play. So don't worry if you're getting hit a lot more than you should be. And you need to position yourself right under that W so we don't get a fourth cycle. If you're like new to Undertale and you're scared of Undying, you don't have to match Challenger, you can just Challenger like a bit less than match challenge. And we want to make sure that we're on free health. And we flee, and you hold down right as you mash through here, which is important. And we got it. So positioning on that W is like kind of tight. And yeah, it will take a while to probably get it in runs if you're not used to it. I think it took me like a few attempts to get it in a run. And on the enter lab, we want to press up as far as we can. Because it saves frames from Alfie's walking out and stuff. And we just mash through here. Oh, I'm kind of stupid. I forgot to get my cool speedrunning stuff on my side. So I'll get that up. Oh yeah, I think I forgot to disclaim at the start. I am running this in segments, so that's why things are like a bit dodgy probably when you watch this. But I do try to be as consistent as possible. I just forgot to get these things out, and I don't think I'll need my splits open. And we spare. And we answer Undyne, because we're pretty sure that's the fastest. No one's really timed how much faster it is than the other ones, but we just assume it's the fastest because, you know, it's Undyne. It probably has less characters than the other ones or something. And here I try to be on the right pixel, so Alfie's doesn't have to turn around as much. Just small optimizations like that. here we kill Vulcan. And we don't want to heal just yet, but you do have to be careful to not spare Sunderplane, because that can be quite disastrous. And then we get the burnt pen. It doesn't really matter where you equip it. I equip it here, just so I don't have to do it when I get to Asdor. And you will get used to where the phone calls are. And this is why we wanted 1 HP. We just walk through the lasers, like so. And it is optimal to mash so you get to the left side first, but it doesn't really matter that much. So this, you can either press up and then left or right, it doesn't matter, and then you shoot twice. And then you wait for the cycle. There's gonna be a phone call here, so we want to smash that. And with this, press up, left, down, left, shoot twice. And then you're good. Mash through this. And if you want to be cool, you just press C and Control, see if you can open the menu. And then we do the cooking show. And you can like talk to those from a mile away. So don't be afraid to like pick them up from ages away, because the hitboxes on them are really weird. But if you are too close to Metaton like I am, you do have to be careful to not talk to him. Yeah, you see, I just talked to him. So that's something to watch out for. Now this part, it depends whether or not you get hit. Obviously we want to be hit as little as possible. But it's kind of RNG based, but you can sort of determine where some attacks go depending on your positioning, I think. See, I just got hit twice because I got hacked. So that wasn't too bad at all. And then you can heal there if you want. I don't. I heal just before Royal Guards. It really depends. And then we go to Route 42. And then we leave. We see Sands. And then we want to cling to this wall so we don't get any phone calls. Thanks Toby Fox, very cool. We flee from heat rope. And then we get the apron. This isn't necessarily speedrunning thing, but there's like a random chance to see like a person just standing there. And no one really knows why it's there. So we get the thinged apron. And here, you just press the switches. And the way you do this is you stand on there, you go down here, press that switch, go back down, press it again, and it's easy. I think it took me like 10 years to realise what to do in my playthrough. So I heal there, because I do not want to be in 1 HP with the Royal Guards. And what we do is Royal Guard 2, clean armor, and we want to get this green thing as much as possible, otherwise it just won't work. And then we whisper to Royal Guard 1. And then there's this really long cutscene. And then we spare them. Now, I really hope I do bombs defused right. And we talk to the script basically. And the lasers are deactivated because we're on free health. And what we do is we defuse a bomb. Obviously you don't miss menu. And then you talk to this, and you do this. The thing about these ones up here, you can just smash. And you can do it with this one as well. And you do the dog. And you menu properly. And then there's the water. And that wasn't too bad for me at all. Because I usually do dodge struts first. So I report on the dog. But yeah, you do try to encounter the water though, but I just think I didn't get very lucky with my RNG. Now we go to left floor 3. And then we'll leave. You may have to learn strats to dodge like caster followers, but I've never had a caster follower in a run yet. I get all mine in like offline runs, it's really weird. Or if I'm like practicing, then I'll get one. And with this, you want to say no. In this puzzle, let me think about this. You want to go left. And you can do it like that. There's like other ways, but I think I do it differently to other people because I feel like that way is kind of weird. And this is the path you want to take. Now I think I am going to buffer this room. And obviously it didn't really work. So I'm gonna flee. And this one you just go left, right. That's easy. Now we don't save before Muffet, but we're gonna save afterwards. So this is why we get the spider donut, we use it. And then we spare. And then we go back. And this is where we save. And you'll see in a second why we save. And if you can try to open Undertale as you're walking back, but I don't recommend it. And you should be able to hear my Undertale open. And we open it because this here, we close it as soon as we see Metaton. And then we walk back on through. And this is a really annoying part of the game, because you have to take this so slowly. So I'm doing my baby mashing again. And then we skip it. And we mash through here. I'm gonna hold right through here as well. And I really hope I get this first try. So please pay attention to what I do. Hopefully yours is a lot more refined than that, but that's the basic gist of what you need to do. And here I check him, just because it's easier. And we only want to shoot him like once. And we just smash through this. And that's it. And we mash through this. Mash through this. Now, with magic, you can either talk or use free stick. And hopefully you don't get hit. Because we need full health for Metaton. Because I'm a baby. Then we go through here. Phone call. And we just walk on through. And these lasers, we just walk through. I still hold right after this, and then you can tell when the lasers come on. And it's easy like that. Then we go to the left, go up, and to the left. And now this, the best way to do it is you press up twice, left, down, left, down, left, and you shoot twice like that. And we go down, right, and you can either continue going right, but I go up, right, right again, and we're on the bridge. And we flee from astigmatism. And then it's easy. So you don't want to shoot Metaton here, so be careful when you mash. And you want to be hit as little as possible throughout this scene. And then we turn him around. Now I'm gonna do this part quite fast because the longer you take to do it, your ratings fall. So we equip the ribbon. We start shooting the legs. And then we just equip all the other items. You have to remember which order they are so you don't accidentally equip something else. Because that's kind of bad. We are going for essay skip, but if you don't get it on your first run, don't worry about it. Like, if you do get essay, just type legs, it should be fine. And you will get used to where everything is. If you want to make things easier for yourself, you can drop the stick on the tough glove before you do the fight, so you don't have to worry about equipping those. But yeah, I generally make sure that I equip the stained apron last, although it doesn't really matter what order you do it in. And I equip the stained apron last because obviously it heals you when you run. Asgore. So that's just a nice fail-safe way to make sure that you don't die on Asgore. Let me mash through this. Let me walk around Metaton. And we're forced to sit through this cutscene. And it's the best part of the game. We walk out, and it's new home. We don't really do much in new home, as you can guess. We just mash and walk, essentially. So feel free to just skip through this part. But if you are skipping it, then it is useful to know that it's most optimal to go to the left side as opposed to the right side in any percent. We walk up here, we get the key, walk back down. So, if you skipped ahead, welcome back. And what we're going to do is we're just going to save here. And when we encounter Sans, we're going to open up the client. And when Sans first talks, we're going to close out the window. And then we go through, and then now we can mash through Sans's text. And we walk on through. And unlike TP or anything, we don't need to save at any of these points. We just smash on through. And I used to save here, but you don't have to. And now, I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with what we have to do on Asgore. So we have to get as many quads as possible. And I haven't really warmed up. So I'm just gonna probably show you Asgore's attacks and how to basically dodge them whilst getting a few quads. That was kind of close. So with this one, I go forward to left and then go to the right. And then you can chill. That was bad. This attack is the hardest to dodge. And this one's really easy, you just move. But that one's RNG. And then this one's kind of easy. You sort of move. This one's also easy. I say it's easy. I died so many times to Asgore first time round. This one, you just sort of weave left and right. And then the attacks loop. And they get a bit faster, I think, as the fight goes on. So this one's slightly different. Then this one's faster. See, that was nearly equal. Then this one gets harder as the attacks go on. That's a quad. It just depends on your skill set, I guess. No doubt you'll get like a 20 turn or something. So I think it's kind of like good that I'm being so terrible right now, just so you know what to expect. And then you can literally just kill him. And then we want to fight. And I think I'm going to get my desktop up just so I can show you when to load Flowey. So in this world, it's kill or be killed. And then you want to load Flowey up. And then it closes it itself. And now I'm gonna go back to the game. I think I'm gonna attempt to show you Flowey quick load. I'm kind of bad at Flowey quick kill, but I'll try my best at that. Just so you know how to like really optimize Flowey. Also, me doing Flowey, sorry. Me doing Flowey will probably like help you know which attacks are like hard. Because some of them are like very easy to learn and then others are just like RNG, whether like it's easy or not. So hopefully I can like show you and stuff. So the RNG there wasn't bad at all. When it goes to the left, you want to go up here and get that app button. When it goes to the right, obviously go up to the right. And here we go up here. And we heal ourselves with the glove. With that one, you want the up button to be really right. So you just cling to the right. I didn't really do that. But kind of like forgot what I was doing for like a second. And obviously this one, it's RNG whether it's right or left. Usually you can tell, sort of, but not really. I feel like this one could be right. Because all three came from the left, I just sort of knew that it was gonna be right anyway. Now some people don't know this, but you can just sit here and mash. And when it starts healing you, you can just stay in the pan. And it heals you without even giving you the food, so that's kind of fun. And now, this is also important, so you want to be in this right corner. And then when it shoots the green flower, you want to close the window, and you open Undertale again. And it takes you to the start of flower phase 2. Again, I'm not really going for flowery quick kill. But with quick kill, you try to like delay when you press the fight button. I think it's a myth personally. And I think it's just faster to press fight anyway. Because when you like try to go for quick kill but don't get it, then you like kind of lose a bit of time. See, that wasn't quick kill, and you can tell because his health bar was at 0 without him actually dying, so... And I'm gonna get my desktop capture up again, just so you can see whenever I load Undertale. Because I'm gonna try to show the unload thing. And yeah, so that's fun. So, as I understand it, with the new load, you open it when the screen's entirely white. So, I'll try to go for it. And you don't need to mash through this, it plays itself. So when it's white, you want to open a new one, I think? When you press fight, you open a new one. And then that's how you do it, I think. And now you've got like 3 Undertales open, so that's fun. So I'm pretty sure that's everything that I need to cover. I hope I haven't missed anything. I'm going to link TGH's 5-cycle mad dummy in the description probably, because obviously I didn't do that very well. And are there any other strats that you need to know about that I can't do? I think the only other things that you could optimize is the way you do the ice puzzle skip, or like movement probably. I'm very bad at movement. Please don't take my movement as like a guide, because I'm just bad at that. So yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you for watching, and I hope this encourages more people to run this category, or like maybe as a guide for new runners who may not be familiar with Undertale, just because I think this is the easiest category, nearly, because in TPE Glitchless you have to fight Asriel, and it's like 30 minutes longer than this category. So if you want a category that you can run in around 90 minutes or less, maybe more if it's your first run, then this is kind of good. So yeah, the main reason why I did this anyway is because the old guides say to do TP glitchless strats, and that's not necessarily faster, so I thought I'd do an updated guide with some of the strats that I mainly made up. I'm probably gonna take credit for the strats that I made up. So killing the frogget in the ruins, that's like the strat that I thought of just because it gives you 20 gold. It's easy, and I was like the first person to run this category in like probably a year or something. So again, I hope this shows other people what this speedrun consists of, and I hope to see more active runners on the leaderboard. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you'll see me on stream maybe. I'm going to be streaming neutral glitchless, the main category, for a bit, but I will come back to this because I had a race the other day with Bradley, and it was my very first run back, and I was a minute behind my PB. Like, my PB is really good, and there's still a bit that I can optimize. So, yeah, hopefully I'll get around to that at some point, and I'll see you all around.